guys, Eric here with driverlineup.com. Checking in with you guys again, trying to get somewhere quiet for you. Usually when I'm out here doing these vlogs at night in rest areas, it's really noisy, so try to get somewhere quiet. Let's give you guys a bit of an update. We're jammed up a little bit. In my last video, we were at the TA, the I-80 truck stop, and had the headlight issue. And a big thanks to those of us who have, or those who have Pete's, who told us that that low beam fault is indeed the headlight going out. Turns out that is a fact, that is true. But our problem's a little deeper than that. We told you guys we were getting, well, we were there for a trailer light, which finally got fixed. It took 8 hours. 8 hours at a TA to get the trailer light fixed, which was ridiculous. Then we were getting that low beam fault, so we had to we changed both headlights, even though it was the right one that's giving us problems. And when that low beam fault would come on, the right headlight would go off. So changed both headlights, and then 2 hours down the road last night, low beam fault, right headlight goes out. So and you know, you have to improvise. You have to find a way to deal with it when you're going down the road. Well, I'm going, you know, from Joliet to Chicago area on I-80 eastbound, headed to PA, and the headlight keeps going out. So the only way I can figure out how to get it to come back on, every time it goes out, like every 45 minutes when you hit a bump. The only way I can get it to come back on is to hit the four-way flashers, and it gets it to come back on. So I just kept trying different things to try to get it to come back on, because turning the headlights off and back on wasn't doing it. And that got it to work. So there's some kind of wiring issue, loose wire. It's probably not anything big, but because the truck is so new, it has to go to Peterbilt to have that fixed. Well, Peterbilt, where we're headed, Peterbilt is not open until Monday. We're dropping in Hazleton, PA. There's not a Peterbilt in Pittston, which is bizarre. I don't know why there wouldn't be a Peterbilt in Pittston or Scranton or Wilkes-Barre. I mean, it's a big area up there with multiple interstates colliding. You've got many or several big trucking companies with huge terminals there. I don't know why they wouldn't have a Peterbilt there. But there's two Peterbilts somewhat close to Hazleton. One is 45 miles east of Hazleton, and one is south down by Allentown. Well, we can't take this load in early. It's due at 0700, but I can't get there early because Road Assist hasn't told us which of those two Peterbilts to go to, because they want to check on their schedules and see which one's going to take the longest. So if I get this load in early, which I can if I want to, but if I do, I got nowhere to park, because I can't roll in there like 3:34 in the morning, drop and hook this load, and then not know which direction to go. And there's not a lot of parking in Hazleton, so kind of in this hurry up and wait situation, and that's got us bogged down. It's likely, even though it's probably a simple loose wire somewhere, it's likely Peterbilt's going to have the truck for a day or two. It's just inevitable. It is what it is. So because our week is a little messed up, we're probably going to stay on the road a week longer, which means I got to find a place to get a PM on the truck next week, because I got to get PM in 5,000 miles, the first PM on this truck. So getting bogged down, that's trucking, right? It's the way it goes, man. I know a lot of you guys have had these problems out there. When it happens, it happens. And that's why, you know, you got to have a little bit of cushion. You got to be able to survive that when it comes along, because it's not fun. We were on pace to have a really good week this week, and now it's not going to be a good week. And we're probably going to do 4,500, 5,000 in revenue this week, which that's solo money right there, you know. Solo truck money is what it is. So probably get a hotel room in whichever town we go to tomorrow night, so we can go ahead and do laundry, clean the truck out when we get it back, get resets. I mean, if they're gonna have the truck at Peterbilt for a day or two, we're not gonna sit there and stay in a truck at Peterbilt. I have no interest in that. Which, by the way, if you guys are lease drivers, you know those hotel rooms are tax deductible, right? If you keep the receipts, if you stay in a hotel room, it's tax deductible. So it's a business cost. So it's not, I've had people say, you know, you guys spend a lot on hotels. Well, we don't actually spend a lot on hotels. It might be, you know, $100 a month or something. But that's not just something that we're, you know, paying out of pocket. I mean, that's a business expense to stay in a hotel, get showers, do laundry. So, you know, I'm either going to pay that to the federal government or use it on a hotel room. So I'm pretty happy with that. So anyway, another reason I'm sitting here is that we've been driving in rain for 3 freaking days. I mean, holy crap, cold, windy rain. These 3 or 4 big rain bands that have been moving east across the Midwest. We've just been riding right underneath them for 3 days. Pain in the ass. Just constant barrage of rain and wind, cold. So they finally passed today because Jenna got here to this rest area and stopped for a few hours. I just woke up. It's like, I don't know, 9:30 p.m., 10 p.m., somewhere in there. I didn't even really see what time it was. But I looked at radar, and the last big one, it looks like, is right up against the Ohio-PA border. Well, I don't want to catch up to that. I don't want to drive in that tonight. So the 2 things that I'm sitting here waiting for, one is to be able to get it to shipper late enough to where once I drop and hook this trailer, I know which Peterbilt to go to and don't have to sit and park somewhere or find somewhere to park. And 2, trying to let that last rain band stay up ahead far enough to where I don't catch up with it. Because that happened to me last night. One of the big bands passed over while we were parked for a little bit. And I thought, okay, this is great. You know, rain settled down. I can actually use cruise control for a little while. And so I get, you know, 20, 30 miles down the road and I'm in rain all night long and fighting to keep my damn headlight on. So has not been pleasant drives. But anyway, that's all, you know, it's all part of the show. Sometimes you have great weeks that are going really well and you're kicking ass on revenue and you're having beautiful, pleasant drives. And then you have weeks where it's just a pain in the butt, man. It's just the way it goes. Ups and downs. And you gotta be ready to embrace all that. So anyway, another thing I want to tell you guys, where am I at? 8 minutes? Okay, yeah. Go 2 more minutes. Another thing I want to tell you guys, a pet peeve of mine, and I've gone through this the last 2 nights, about fuel islands. I told you guys I usually take 30-minute breaks in fuel islands, but that's because I get there at like 3:30, 4 in the morning and there's no other trucks. There's no reason. I'm not blocking anyone. I'm not causing any issues. And if I were, I would move. I'm not going to just stay there and block a fuel island for a 30-minute break. But if there's no other trucks, I'm going to take a 30-minute break at the fuel island. Usually in the middle of the night, it's not a problem. Well, last night I didn't, and the night before, I didn't actually need to take a 30 at the fuel island. But last night, for example, I pull into a Love's in Utica, I believe, somewhere there, right by I-39 and 80. You guys know what Love's that is. Cheap fuel, $1.18 a gallon, which is amazing. So I pull in there, fuel up. No other trucks. I'm the only truck fueling. Pull in there, fuel up, no other trucks. Pull forward in front of the island. I didn't need to take a 30, but I was gonna go in and grab a cup of coffee, some sunflower seeds, you know, relax, get myself sorted for the next few 100 miles driving. And I come out and there's a CRST truck sitting in the fuel island behind my truck. And I parked at the I always take the furthest fuel island from the truck stop, because the likelihood of someone pulling into that one behind me if there's a bunch of empty islands is pretty low, because usually these drivers are lazy. They want to get closer to the truck stop. I always go as far away as possible. So I'm at the last island, you know, the one farthest away from Love's, and there's no other trucks. There's like 7 empty islands. I come out of there and there's a CRST truck in the fuel island behind my truck. Really? You have to take that fuel island behind my truck. And I was just, that happened the night before too. It happened the night before. It was with some, not a CRST, I don't remember what, US Express or something. But why would you do that? Why would you? I would just never pull into a truck stop and see one truck sitting there, all the other islands empty, and just pull in behind that truck. That just boggles my mind. The only thing I could think of is that they don't actually need the fuel, and they assume that if they park behind the other parked truck, that they're not going to be pressured to move if all of a sudden 5 or 6 trucks come off the interstate and it gets busy, which can happen. It only takes, 10 trucks within 15 minutes to pull off the interstate at the same time, and all of a sudden a dead truck stop is busy as hell. So that's the only thing I can think of, but oh, that peeves me off. I only needed a couple minutes to get myself sorted and ready to go, but when you pull up behind me like that, now I feel pressured because I don't want to be the jackass that's holding you up. I don't know what you're doing. So what I did last night, I just circled around, pulled through the island next to him, and then parked in front of it. And that was my own little peaceful way of saying, hey buddy, that's pretty jacked up for you to do that. So it's kind of giving him the middle finger without giving him the middle finger. So, but anyway, I don't get that. And I definitely don't get the guys who take the breaks during the day, and you know who you are. When it's busy, oh my God. And I've literally watched someone sit in a fuel island in a FedEx truck, FedEx double, female driver, sit there and eat her entire meal in a fuel island while I was waiting in line to get to an island. It drives me crazy, but come on guys. If someone's sitting there for a few minutes in front of a fuel island and there's no other trucks at a truck stop, don't pull up behind them. It's kind of makes you look like an ass. Anyway, rant off. Headed over there to drop this load off tonight. Getting ready to drive here in about an hour. I'm gonna go inside this rest area and see if they have coffee. These Ohio rest areas on the turnpike have been driving me crazy the last few weeks. They have no coffee or nothing after like 10 p.m., which is, you got 200 trucks, parking spaces, and no coffee. Hello. It's called a service plaza. We're truckers. Get 200 of us parked here. Put out some coffee. Anyway, guys, be safe out there. Make good decisions. I'll check in with you again tomorrow, let you know what's going on. As always, drive to thrive, guys. Don't just drive to drive. Thanks. Talk to you soon.